All right. Last but not least for theme park news today, we finally got Mardi Gras details from Universal Orlando Resort. Where do we want it? Let's start with the concert lineup. Let's do that.
I think one thing we've noticed with the concert lineup, it ends a little bit earlier than normal.
Yeah, this is what we were chatting about before we went. Barry and I were talking about before we went live here. The concert series right now goes through March 5th with Lauren. I couldn't say her last name earlier. Is it Daigle?
Daigle, I think.
Yeah.
It's Daigle.
Yeah. But yeah, her concert's March 5th, and then there's nothing after that. So we're not quite sure what's going on there, because don't the concerts normally go through?
They usually go through at least the end of March.
The end of March?
They usually stop like before the last week or two.
Yeah.
So yeah, I find that interesting that they, as of right now, there's no concerts during the busiest point of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've decided
spring break time
cut back on the concerts, or if they're going to have an additional announcement. But the way the press release was worded, it made it sort of sound like that this is it. But you know, SeaWorld and Busch usually don't always fully announce the concert lineup for like 7 Seas and the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
So maybe Universal's decided that they're going to sort of spread out the concerts. But if not, I mean, we've seen some people, you know, this is definitely, there's a huge mix on this concert lineup. You know, you've got, once again, I think it's becoming common every year that they're going to bring in like a legend. Like last year was Diana Ross, so this year we get Patti LaBelle. You know, but some of them are our younger artists, and you know, it's a mix of like, you know, some older.
I have no idea who JVKE is. Who is that?
I have no idea either.
I'm getting too old.
Yeah, like I said,
I have
but
no
it's always
idea.
like there's always one or two newer artists that you know, definitely younger people are more familiar with. You know, is it the best lineup they've had? You know, like I said, there's a couple of pretty good people on there. And definitely some interesting ones like Willow. I don't think I ever would have expected Willow to perform
at Mardi Gras. Yeah.
And you know, I've seen some of her performance. She's really talented.
Mm-hmm.
In her and her band, and you know, especially her last record is more of a rock record. So I think that probably concert intrigues me the most.
Yeah.
Because I just find it very interesting that Willow's performing. But yeah,
you got March 4th, Sean Paul. Some of the other ones we haven't mentioned. February 25th, Three Doors
Sean
Down.
Paul's always popular.
Yeah, and he's always there. Willow, we mentioned February 19th for Willow. Maren Morris, February 18th. Goo Goo Dolls, February 11th. February 10th is that JVKE, who we have no idea who that is. February 4th, Patti LaBelle, and then like we said, the concerts go until March 5th with Lauren Daigle. So there you go. There's the concert list. The concert or the parade theme this year sounds pretty interesting. The theme this year is Mythical Realms of Mardi Gras, which Universal says it is a theme inspired by fantastical creatures like dragons, phoenixes, unicorns, and more, with a Mardi Gras twist. And then it says there will be 6 detailed and festive parade floats with this theme that will join all of the other regular New Orleans themed floats, such as the Riverboat and King Gator and all the other iconic classic Universal Mardi Gras floats.
Yeah, I think this year's theme, I mean, there's a lot riding on it, because last year, I mean, in many of our eyes, the space theme was one of the best they've ever done. The floats they created for last year were amazing.
Yeah, the whole space theme last year was nuts.
The costuming was amazing. I mean, so much use of, and you know, we've seen this grow over the last like 4 or 5 years. So much use of LED lighting, including on the costumes themselves.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see, because they definitely have a huge job trying to top last year.
And then speaking of it growing, the Flavors of Carnaval is back once again with all the food booths. They previewed some of the food, shrimp ceviche tostada from Mexico, Mofongo. This is interesting. There's going to be a Mofongo flight.
Yes.
Which is interesting. There is a picture of it in the press release. We didn't get it in our article, but it is what it says it is. It's a Mofongo flight, which is really interesting.
I really like Mofongo.
Yeah, so we'll definitely
see how good it is, because I've had some. I mean, I've been to Puerto Rico, so
yeah, there you go.
I've had some very good.
You've had the real deal.
I've had the real deal. So let's see how theirs is.
Indonesian black coconut rice pudding with mango and so much more. There were a ton of pictures in the press release that we couldn't get in it. We didn't want to bombard the article with a bunch of pictures of the food.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like we've said with previous like Universal Food Bus, we'll be interested to see what the prices are for some of these things.
Yeah, and then for the first time ever, Universal Orlando's other theme parks are joining in on the fun by featuring a limited selection of Mardi Gras items, including gumbo, jambalaya, king cake, and more at Islands of Adventure. And then the muffaletta longboard pizza at Universal's Volcano Bay. So Volcano Bay will be getting in on the Mardi Gras action as well. And then speaking of how much this stuff will cost, guests can save $10 on the purchase of a food and beverage card to experience the flavors. I'm guessing this isn't the punch card. This is just a
card. Yeah,
a swiping, almost like credit card that you like a gift card.
They did this last year.
Yeah, because it says a Universal Orlando Resort food and beverage card, which is like basically like their dining card almost.
Gift card,
yeah, dining gift card. Which I kind of like the punch thing. I don't know why they did away with those.
The value on them was weird. You really had to pick the correct things.
Yeah.
With that, or you either broke even, or in some cases, sometimes, especially with the annual pass holder discount, you were actually losing money.
Yeah.
Using it on certain items. So I think they've just gone with a dining card. It's just simpler.
Yeah.
And I think also the fact that I believe you can use the remaining amount on any.
You can use it anywhere, on any other food. But you can. You can get $65, or you can pay $65 and get a $75 card. Annual and seasonal pass holders can purchase a $150 card for $120, so that saves you $30. So that's kind of a little deal they got going on with the food and beverage cards for Mardi Gras. And then, of course, the tribute store and merchandise. They did announce that, I think they put it here in the press release. I can't remember where.
That the tribute store will be in its new location.
Yes, the tribute store will be in a new location. It says it says right here at the beginning, located within an all-new space in the Hollywood area of Universal Studios, Florida. For those of you that haven't been paying attention, they've closed a lot of stores from the prop shop, pretty much all the way down where those photo ops used to be. So that's rumored. The pass holder lounge is closed, so it's rumored to be that whole stretch of stores is going to be turned into one giant store for these new tribute stores. We'll have to wait and see if that's true. But that's them announcing that it's going to be in the Hollywood area. That kind of puts some confirmation behind it. And then it says they didn't really get into details with merchandise. Guests can shop a new selection of Mardi Gras merchandise, even some personalized options. And I think that's about it.
The full merch and food stuff that comes later.
That comes later
for the event.
Yeah. And then they talk about the hotel stuff, and then the stuff going on at City Walk for Mardi Gras. At Pat O'Brien's, they're going to host a Mardi Gras after party. Select nights from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. Here we go. Plus, the Red Coconut will transform for the Mardi Gras season into the Cursed Coconut Club. And then they said more details and dates of operation will soon be shared with that. There is a little window in the New York area of the park teasing that already. So I'll be excited to check that out. But yeah, we got all these details. They have exclusive perks for pass holders. And I believe I saw it today. What's the thing they got, the dine, I forgot what they're calling it, the dine and ride and dine thing, where you get a 3-course meal and you get to ride on the floats.
Yeah.
That has gone up from $65 a person to $85 a person now. So if you haven't booked it yet, you're gonna pay a little bit more.
And I believe Virtual Queue has returned for float riding, and Emails have not been sent out yet, but they did confirm that the pass holder, normally pass holder sign-ups for float riding, that will at some point they will send out an email to pass holders like they normally do, and you'll be able to pick a date.
I wonder, we didn't talk about Kid Zone closing. I wonder what where they're, because normally the staging area
still it's animal actors. It's been animal actors the last.
That's right. Yeah, they've been doing it animal actors. I'm so used to it being like in the Barney DreamWorks Destination Courtyard area there.
Yeah, they just do the animal actor shows earlier and have them done before before I think 4:30 or so.
Yeah.
And when the earliest parade, the days that the parade times depend on which days they are. They're at different times, and we got to ride float. We usually every year get to ride a float for with the pass holder sign ups, and then usually sometimes we'll get lucky with the virtual queue. There's good and bad things about the virtual queue. I mean, the good things is you can get, if you get it, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do what you used to do and line up like an hour and a half before.
Yeah.
To try to get in. So it's going to be interesting to see with the dining plan, the availability at all. To get on a float, obviously weekdays, it's a lot easier to get on a float than it is on the weekends.